In this lesson, I'd like to show you how to embed SQL code into the criteria cell of a query. Now if I open up my order details table, I can see that I have 2,155 records. That is, I have 2,155 products on order currently. What I'd like to do is take a look at each one of these products. I'd like to multiply the unit price times the quantity, take that value, add that whole thing up, and then find what the average is of that, and then use that as a criteria to find only the records in my order details where the unit price times the quantity is above average. I'll start this by going to my query design. I'll click once, and then I'll go ahead and bring up the order details table, and I'll click on add and then click on close. From here, I don't need to bring down any of the fields. I'm just going to go ahead and right-click on my field cell and then click the Build tool. And then under the Build tool, I'm going to come out, open up my database, take a look at my tables. I'm going to pull in the Order Details table, and I'm going to take the unit price, double-click on it, and I'm going to multiply that by the quantity, double-click on it. And I'll click OK, and that goes ahead and does that calculation. When I click on Run, I can see that I end up with 2,155 records, and for each one of those records in that table, I've done that multiplication to find out what the total sale would be for each product. I'll move back to Design View. I'm going to come out here and I'm going to click on my Totals tab, and then under the Totals row I'm going to change this to Average, and when I go ahead and run this now I get one value, which is 628.52. That is, if I took all 2,155 records and then individually multiplied the quantity times unit price, added all that up and divided it by 2,155, this is the number what I would get. I want to find the records where the total sale is above that value and display those records. If I turn around now and go back to my design view, at least the design view button, and click the drop down arrow here, I can see that I have the datasheet view, the design view, but I also have SQL view. And if I click on SQL, I will see the code that's been used to group and do this average. I'm going to right click this SQL code and just choose copy. Then I'm going to come back and move to my create tab and choose to create a new query in design view. I'm going to go ahead and pull in my order details table. We'll go ahead and click on close. And then what I'm going to do here is go ahead and pull in all of my records. So I'm displaying all of my records from my record set here. And if I run this, again, I'll just see basically a copy of the table out here. Go back to design view. Now what I want to do is I want to come out here and build that same calculation that I did before. I'll right click, choose build. I'll move out here to my tables. Under tables, I'll move to order details. I'm going to take the unit price, double click, multiply that by, double click the quantity, and I want to take out that expression field there. We don't need that in there. I want to make sure I multiply those two together. I'll click OK, and when I run this, I will see at the end I've got that multiplication that I did on both the unit price and the quantity. Come back to design view. What I want to do is click inside of here, and I'm going to go ahead and choose zoom, and in the zoom box I'm going to say greater than or equal to, and then an open parentheses, and I'm going to do a control V to paste that SQL code inside of there, and then I'll go ahead and close that off with a paren at the end. So make sure you enclose the whole select statement here inside of parens. I'm saying greater than or equal to. When I click OK, it drops that inside of here as criteria. And when I come back out here and I run this, I can see that I'm only getting now 618 records. And if I sort these from smallest to largest by this new calculation, I can see that the smallest value is 630. So that is above the 600 figure that I had here before. So I don't even need to show this column anymore. I could go back to design view and just uncheck that. And now when I go ahead and run this, I see just the 618 records, and I know all of these records, if I multiply the unit price and the quantity together, would be above average.